All right, what is up, guys? Season 4 is upon us, and I wanted to provide an update to my Spear Rapier PvP build. I've been streaming. I've been trying to stream a little bit more often. I've had people ask, and I wanted to get a video out so that I could just link this and you guys can have all your questions answered right then and there. So that's what this video is. Let's dive into it. Now, as far as the armor goes, I'm running heavy over medium. I do have a light armor build in mind, but that is not this video. We're going to stay on track. We're going to stay focused on this specific build, and hopefully in the future we'll have that one set out too. But I've been running the PvP named Shirking Heels pieces. Helm of the Bear, I do not have the upgraded piece for this yet. This one cannot be adjusted, but when I get it, I will be adjusting it. Void Dark Plate, we are a tanky boy. And then I got these out of the trader. Shirking Fortification, Shirking Heels, and Thrust Conditioning. I do have a pair of named gloves that will be Health, Shirking Heels, and then I will be changing it to Sundering Riposte. As far as the pants go, we have Health, Shirking Heels, and Bleed Sweep. And then as far as the boots, I got these out of the kiln: Health, Shirking Heels, and Shirking Fortification. And so in an ideal world, with everything fully adjusted, when I get my new Helm of the Bear, this will have Enfeebling Skewer on it. So we'll have Health, Shirking Heels, Enfeebling Skewer. This will have Health, Shirking Heels, and Sundering Riposte. And then we will keep the sexy Stone Soul boots because, yeah, Health, Shirking Heels, Shirking Fortification. They're in the kiln, man. You can get it for free. You just throw Shirking Heels on them. They're super nice. Potions: Health Potion, Regeneration Potion, Mana Potion. This I can obviously flex in and out. When I'm in arenas, I will start with this. If I run across Flame Staff builds, I'll switch to Gemstone Dust. If I run across a bunch of Stand Boys, I will switch to Oak Flesh Balm. So I go back and forth. It just kind of depends on who I'm fighting. This works versus everybody in a worse way. Those other two are hard counters in a better way, and so that's how I make those adjustments. We are running the Finisher Artifact with split gems. Long story short, I agree with this. A lot of people are running thrust conditioning on their amulet, and because they're running thrust conditioning, going full thrust damage gets you hard countered quite a bit. A lot of people do not like getting hit by ranged thrust builds, you bastards. And I'm just kidding. And so having split gems on both of your thrust weapons is good. Have two different types of dots. It basically stops you from getting hard countered as much. You do quite a bit more damage this way, in my opinion. But yeah, they're a little bit expensive. Save up for them. Yeah. As far as the add-on perk for Finisher, I have Keen Speed on. I do want to change it to Plague Crits, but my problem is once I change this to Plague Crits, I lose this. I lose this runestone, and so I need to have the gold to do that. I'm not doing that yet. If you're starting new, that's what I would do. And then as far as the spear goes, I am running Arboreal Attunement, Fortifying Perforate, and Keenly Jagged. Now for me, I think this is the best. I got a split gem, lightning damage with a lightning dot. The other one's a void dot. And yeah, basically Enfeebling Skewer versus Fortifying Perforate. What it comes down to is Enfeebling Skewer is nice, but we already get 30% weakened because we're running Perforate. Yeah, Perforate has a passive to where you get 30% weaken. You can run Enfeebling Skewer on the body and you could still have a really high amount of weaken. And then with Fortifying Perforate, if I hit 3 people, or if I get 3 hits with my pokey sticks, my physical armor jumps from 3162 up to like 5800 for 6 seconds. So with 50% uptime, I'm even more tanky than what I'm currently running. And that allows me in a 1v2, 1v3, 1v4 situation to stay in those fights longer. Currently, Amazon Gaming Studios does not want people to self-heal at a very high level, which is understandable. But if you can't have high self-healing, what you do to offset that is you add some mitigation. And so your overall survival comes down to your self-healing versus your mitigation. This gives you mitigation versus everybody, whereas Enfeebling Skewer is mitigation versus one person. And so I think it's just better. Keenly Jagged to proc our Rapier. We have Bleed Sweep, we have Enfeebling Skewer, and we have Keenly Jagged. And all those dots will buff our Heartrune, which we're running Stone Form. We'll just have a lot of Heartrune generation. This also allows us to stay alive longer because we'll get our Heartrune back faster. You can use this to bait people out. You can go to low health, they go full offensive, you activate this. It's tough for them to deal with it. And so all of a sudden you can flip it on them and go full offensive. And yeah, it's quite nice. If you're in arenas or if you're running with a healer or something like that, you can obviously change your heart runes, but solo OPR, solo outnumbered for influence races and everything, Stone Form, in my opinion, is the best. It just allows you to get in and out of fights. As far as the amulet goes, you'll see people ask, can you run Ankh? If you're running with a healer, run Ankh. Ankh, that's basically what it comes down to. Run Ankh. Ankh will be better in those situations. If you're not running with a healer, Ankh is probably bad. It probably is bad for your build. For this specific build, it provides nothing of value. I'm not saying it's a positive or a negative. It's a net neutral. And so there's no point in running Ankh. Like, I can run Ankh because I don't want to spend 100k on a I don't want to spend 100k plus on a new necklace. And so I could absolutely run it and it would be fine. What it is now doing is it takes away your amount of leeching. And so in some fights, for me specifically, I'm only running 7% leeching on my ring. And so if I'm fighting against 2, 3, or 4 melee boys, I will miss out on that leeching value, and yes, I will miss out on some healing in that specific fight. If I'm fighting a couple bow builds and I need to dodge and I need to proc shirking heals a lot and I'm not getting close to them because they're staying keeping their distance, and basically if I get on top of them then I can burst them, I'm not going to get much leeching in that fight anyways. Most of that fight is going to come down to healing from dodging and stuff like that. And so in that specific situation, I would get more healing out of Ankh. And so for me specifically, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one you run, but if you're running like Leeching Cyclone, if you have other forms of leeching, if you have Leeching Runestones, if you have Life Steal on your weapons, do not put Ankh on if you're running solo. But the minute you're running with a healer, this is going to be amazing. And so I upgraded the Tanglevine Amulet. I've been testing this out. Like I said, it's basically a push. It's what do you want more? Health, stamina recovery, and thrust protection is quite nice. Blunderbusses no longer impact me, which is quite valuable. But yeah, both of them are about the same. Just get the Tanglevine. You can go farm this. You can then upgrade it, and away you go. Soul Pollen, leeching, thrust damage, and hardy. Very, very nice ring. I got this from the kiln, and then I got this. I had a friend craft this for me. Healthy Toast, healing, heart, and regenerating. I think this is the best perk earring that you can get for solo or small scale outnumbered. This just provides a lot of healing. We're stacking health, and so our regenerating will heal us for more. Healthy Toast is still nice. We still get a small, like a 1200 heal while running this, and then we have Healing Heart on Heartrune, heal for 10% of your max health. So when we're outnumbered and we're stacking bleed procs on everybody, our Heartrune is going to generate, and then we get more healing by running Healing Heart. And so for us specifically, this is just really good. I tested this versus Endless Thirst, and now I want to be clear, guys, I abandoned the quest line for this because I noticed that it wasn't good enough for me. So Endless Thirst, it says 33 healing consumables are 33% stronger, but healing potion cooldowns are 25% longer. I did some numbers on this, and we're going to get a little bit nerdy. Endless Thirst heals for me were 5965 health with a 31.25 second cooldown, which turns out to 190.98 heals per second. Our normal potion was 4604 with a 25 second cooldown, which is 184.36 heals per second. And why am I bringing up heals per second? Well, I want to get the overall value of healing that it's providing. Long story short, the healing that you get is only 3% more per second by running this over just not this, basically. Where this is valuable, where Endless Thirst is really valuable in my opinion, is if you're a ranged build. If you're a Fire Staff Blunderbuss, if you're a bow build, if you're something like that where you're basically your main survival is damage avoidance, but you get bursted occasionally, this will give you that more health as long as you're still avoiding damage. This will provide value for you to heal back up to full, get back up to full health, because basically all your survival comes down to staying alive. And so in those situations, I could see this being better. You also get the 10% in power, and so that's really nice for ranged builds as well. If you're lacking some in power, you can mix and match things in other ways. But if you're a brawly boy like I am, and you're trying to stay in fights and trying to stay with people, you want healing coming in all the time. You want healing coming in those fights all the time, and this just isn't doing it. And so what happens is because we're only getting 3% more healing from our health, from our consumables, so from our hearty meals, our health potions, and our other regeneration potions, we then get Fortify and Empower, and then our third perk comes down to which one of these three do we want to take? Do we want Regenerating? Do we want Healthy Toast? Or do we want Healing Heart? For Endless Thirst specifically, I would probably run Healthy Toast so that you have 4 potions. You can run your 3 potions and then your focus potions to get your health and empower up. Or you can run the hearty meals to keep the healing that way. And then you just have 3 potions to keep the Fortify up for 8 out of 10 seconds. You'll have to alternate potions. It gets a little funky, but you get used to it after a while. That's what I would probably do, but then you're missing out on Healing Heart. And I've shown in another video, with the amount of bleeds that I have, my Healing Heart actually comes back quite a bit. I think I'm missing out on a lot of healing with this, and then I'm also missing out on regenerating. I have just under 20,000 health, so I'm getting like 100 health per second running, just under 100 health per second running regenerating, which is extremely valuable for me. It's really, really good. And so for me specifically, as a brawly boy, I think this earring is better than Endless Thirst. So I have been messing around. I do want to say I have been messing around with Blood Drinker. I think Blood Drinker is probably a little bit better in light armor. I need to get some perks before I fully give it a shot. It was showing some promise, but I think you can run Ankh or Tanglevine, and then I wouldn't run the other 2 artifacts. I think no artifacts is more than fine on this specific build. So up to you. You can run one or the other. This is just, you farm it, you get it, away you go. So yeah, that's where we're at as far as attributes go. I'm running 252 con, and I got 356 dex. Now, the reason we're running this is because I do have a few magnify, and it gets a little wonky. I like the 350 dex because we have 15% crit chance while empowered. We do gain 10% empower for 3 seconds after successfully dodging an attack. We also have empower with a crits on enfeebling skewer. We have high crit chance. We do get higher crit chance that way because we're critting. We are doing 50% more damage. So all those things are quite nice. Also, what we have here is we have a nice synergy with our spear. Every time we crit, we gain 20 stamina on critical hits. And so our stamina bar will stay fuller for longer. And because it's staying fuller for longer, we will have more dodges in the kit to avoid incoming heavy attacks, to avoid incoming damage, to also proc our shirking heals. This also allows us to stack more health, and this means our shirking heals will heal us for more. Is this best in slot? You can run, I know Craze D, I hope I said that right. The guy that inspired me to run this type of build, he's running 200 con, 300 dex, and 100 strength for the 10% physical damage. This is also very, very good. I tried it out. I like the extra health personally for shirking heals. And so you could do both. I think that's a fine option. Those are 2 options for you. But I think this is just a little bit better, especially with the magnify I currently have. This is just easier to get to. But yeah, try them both. Let me know what you think. Let me know which one you like more. But yeah, as far as the spear goes, I'm running Skewer, Fortifying, Perforate. Perforate. So with this, I get Fortify, and then I get Rend, so 30% less armor. Rend increased to 10% per strike against targets above 50% health. So this is very nice. And then I also get Weaken, so 30% Weaken. And then I'm running Bleed Sweep. Now, the reason I'm running Bleed Sweep, every single skill in the spear skill line is good. I did run Leeching Cyclone for a while. I did run Vault Kick for a while. The Leeching Cyclone was really nice. I'd go into Perforate, and then I hit a Cyclone and get a lot of burst damage. I like Sweep with Bleed Sweep for the extra persistent damage, and then I also like it for the Heartrune activation. And so as far as survival goes, I wasn't noticing a huge difference between Leeching Cyclone and running Bleed Sweep. Because I just have more Heartrune activations. And so I'll show a little clip up on the screen, and I'll show the differences between the 2. If you guys want to check that out, that's from a previous video. But yeah, we, in an outnumbered situation, Bleed Sweep will just have our Heartrune going kind of crazy. And so for that reason, I think we just get a little bit more healing that way. But it's up to you. If you don't agree with me, then don't do it. That's the name of the game, I guess. So as far as the Rapier goes, we're running all defensive perks. We got Riposte, we got Evade, and we got Flesh. And then, yeah, pretty standard stuff. It is a very nice defensive weapon. And then, obviously, anytime we proc our bleeds, we will do a lot more damage with the finisher. So that is going to be the end of this build video. If you guys have any questions or comments, please provide in the section below. I hopefully answered all of it. I hopefully provided alternatives for you guys to try different things out. A lot of it's really easy to get, guys. A lot of it's really easy to get. This is a crafted spear. Last thing I'm going to say, this is a crafted spear, but you can go out and you can farm the Life Ring spear, and you can have Vicious, Keenly Jagged, and you can run Fortifying, Perforate. You can run the Syncretic spear. That's not the Syncretic spear. That's silly. You can run the Syncretic spear, which is keenly jagged, trenchant rend, and then you could put fortifying perforate on. So there's plenty of different spears you can get for cheap, and then put fortifying perforate on. It'll boost your survival quite a bit. That's going to be the last thing I'm going to say. Let's get to the clips. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. No, why did you go behind him? Oh my god. There we go. I get this guy some credit. Okay. Let's step just a little bit away from the bow guy. Alright, I got a few. No. I want to take the bow build out. What the? That should be it. Keep my pots up. Got another one. Okay. Oh, I got a friend here. Oh shit, I didn't know. I didn't know. Who's over there? Who's over here? This might be it. This might be it for me. Two range builds is not fun. I'm out of stam. Ooh! That's unfortunate. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I thought I hit my riposte. That was so annoying. Got a bow guy up top that I gotta prepare for. There we go. Good fight, man.